All right. Is it showing that it's recording on everybody else's end?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is our Scip task 1. All right. And I'm going to go ahead. I'll start with you, James. Looking at yours, you were talking about you were wanting to implement a career fair. I thought that was a pretty good idea there to try to bring everybody in, show the students different options within the community, different job opportunities and degree requirements for those types of jobs. Looking at the rubric and then figuring out what your greatest strength was. I told you that was the organizational analysis checklist that you had, looking into those areas of need, bringing in looking at the facilities and the staff and bringing in the administration on that. And then, of course, just the idea of having that career fair set up and bringing those businesses in. I thought that was a great idea. And of course, allowing for parents to be a part of that as you implement that program and that day. And then talking about the weakness, I know you discussed the teacher working conditions survey, but I mentioned that said to include the data that was analyzed and thoughts regarding it. I guess I probably should put a little speak about that in there and what bits and pieces to come up with that idea and how you determined to go about the career fair. And then leadership, I just discussed with you that using your team to identify those areas of weaknesses and strengths in that data collection. And of course, bringing in the parents and the community for that career fair and just, trying to involve everybody in that process and getting the ball rolling on that. And so overall, I think it's a great idea and I hope it works out.
Yeah, we're trying to get it in by November, so we'll see.
Well, hopefully. All right. And then I had Road, I had your task 1.
Okay.
So looking here at it, I thought, overall, again, great ideas. You discussed the family engagement committee, which I thought was a pretty good group. And then you discussed what they were doing, their involvement and their role within the school. And of course, you talked about how you guys partner with local businesses and other groups in the community and the surrounding area to get those individuals engaged and involved with the students and the staff there at the school. And I thought that was great. I said that your greatest strength was all the different data sets that you used. You used the teacher working conditions survey data, and you also had some family collaboration committee survey data, which I thought was great. So you were able to pull all that information together to determine areas of improvement and how you needed to go about doing that. Only weaknesses I saw, there was just some minor errors, grammatical things, not really a big deal there. But overall, I thought it was great. Great use of the teacher work conditions survey, and then of course the survey that you had sent out with the committee. And then your leadership involvement was the use of participation in that family engagement committee and your PTA, and then leading your PLC to determine what the areas of weakness were and how you guys were going to go about improving those.
Thank you.
All right. Well, since we're talking about Road, I'll do my task for Road. Most of the same stuff. Thought it was a good idea too. Seems like a lot of the middle school and elementary are kind of trying to do the same thing from what I've seen. Just trying to get parents more involved. So hopefully that's a good thing.
Right.
Looking through it here, the only question I had was a little bit more info about that Wells Fargo grant. I thought that was interesting. I just would like to see a little bit more, so I figured I'd just ask you here. And the only other thing is, personally, it seems like turnover, how has that affected your school or the morale? It seems like at least you kept most of the other staff, but our principal is only lasting a couple of years, and how's that affected maybe this?
Yeah, it's pretty rough because we just got a new principal, and all the committees are shifting, and we don't have all the same committees anymore. So it's been really rough because we don't even know anything about if that grant is carrying on to this year for the family nights. So it's like I'm basing it off of like what we did last year. So it's like we're trying to go through with like parents now, but like our parents are really like not involved, and we have a lot of initiatives at Ashley Park. But it's like, you know, like when you have a lot of stuff and like none of it works, it's kind of like that. So like we're trying to like figure out what can work to make parents come to the school because they just don't want to come.
Wow.
But the Wells Fargo grant was from our old principal. She had a connection with the charter school that was built like across the street from our school, and a lot of our kids left to go to that charter school. But there's the principal at the charter school and our old principal. They had like a connection with like a Wells Fargo guy, and like he like made a grant for them to like host like family nights, which is real. Like it was the first year we ever did it. But since she left, I don't know if we even have that money anymore.
Wow. Well, that goes into the other thing because that was like long-term goals, but I guess you're just kind of seeing what sticks this year. So
yeah,
that makes
it's like
more sense now.
Yeah, it's like up in the air, to be honest.
I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah. Everything else is fine.
Well, thank you, James. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was going to go to your paper, but I know you have one more.
No, I think I was supposed to review Shonda, so we said if she has any questions, maybe we'll just help her out here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll do yours, James. Like, I really enjoyed the career fair. I think, like, our school tried to do a career fair, but I think, like, how detailed your paper was about making sure that the students have opportunities outside of, like, just going to college is helpful, because I'm just thinking, like, our kids, like, don't have that because we're a pre-K 8, and just thinking about, like, you creating that, I think that would be great for your kids. My question was, so the organizational analysis checklist, now is that supposed to be, I'm just like a format thing, is it supposed to be in task 1 or task 2? I'm just wondering. Like, what was like, I guess that's my, like, why did you put it in this task? And like, because like when I was looking at yours,
I think it kind of overlapped a little bit and did maybe a little bit more than what like looking back.
Oh, okay. No, I was just like, when I was writing mine, when I saw Nick's and yours, and I was like, oh, I didn't know we had to put an organizational checklist in it. And I was thinking like, oh, did I miss something? But I loved it. I was just thinking like, on my part, did I miss something from my paper? But it was great. Like, I think that the analysis of the school climate, like, it was very thorough. I think I agree with Nick about just putting in the teacher working condition survey, like that data in there, because you have the checklist in here, but just having that so we can like see like a screenshot of it, I think that'd be great. Or even the EVOS data, that'd be good too.
Yeah, and we also talked to we have like a college, facilitator that helps, and she kind of gave us data too. I can't remember if I put it in this one or I'm putting it in the other task, but it's about 40% of our kids in our high school, don't go on to 4-year school.
Right.
So, everything's geared towards these kids, and almost half, that might even be a low estimate, or almost half of the population, we got to get them into, jobs where they could, give back to the community, because some of them think, well, if I don't have a degree, then I have to go to McDonald's, or I got to go to fast food, or I got to go to Walmart. Well, you could be a plumber, you could be an electrician, a lineman, and all these other things, or you can make probably more than teachers if you play your cards right. So they just don't have that information.
Right, I agree. Yeah, I think that's great. Like, if you are able to pull that off, I think that'd be great, because I think that, like, just in general, I think it's really needed.
Yeah, hopefully that one of the reasons why I want to get into administration, because, we have to start steering kids, particularly at the high school level, down that path, because not everybody's going to get a 4-year degree. That's not even talking about the debt. You go 1 year and you wash out. Some of these schools, you know, talk about 40,000. That's like a Cadillac Escalade car payment that you got to pay off without the car.
Right. You're right. I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I kind of like this task a little bit more than some of the others.
Yeah, it's realistic. I think it's realistic.
Practical, yeah.
Practical, yeah. And Nick, I read yours, and I really enjoyed yours. I like that you had all the data for the teacher work condition survey. And that's why I was like, where'd you get this from? But then I found it. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. It was great, but like my school didn't do it, so sucks. But your school did, which is great. So, like when I was looking at how like you are able to recommend to the administration and how you led your team, like I love that, and I think that how you're going to like make sure like the social media accounts and have like how you're having all these avenues to make sure all these members are involved. I really enjoyed it. Like I really didn't have much.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to meet with student council this coming Wednesday to let them know kind of what's going on and what their expectations are for this day and how they're going to work with the PTO to kind of get the ball rolling on that. So.
Right, and I think that's great too. I think just like you don't have a PTA, you have a PTO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wonder. I just wonder what the difference is because I have a PTA, but you have a PTO. But you also have a parent advisory board.
Well,
so, like, what's the difference?
Yeah, we had what the administration last year pieced together was a parent advisory board, and we didn't have a lot of members on it. And then this administration has put together the PTO, and they've already met 2 times. I went to the first meeting. The second, they met just to kind of get their bylaws together and kind of set some standards and expectations of those members. And then I think we're going to meet October 4th, I want to say again, just to kind of get the ball rolling on some ideas. And I'm going to present the idea of the community day again to them. So like I say, that'll give me time to work with student council this week and this coming week, and then present that back to the PTO again.
Right. Yeah, like just keeping those parents up to date is helpful. Other than like trying to do social media, what other things do you think you're gonna do to make sure parents are like they know what's going on?
Well, the PTO is wanting to bring in more than just the members of the PTO. Like they just want to try to pull in as many parents as possible, and just kind of give them ideas as to what we're going to be doing and where we're going. But we're going to advertise it within the local paper that's here in the county. And then, of course, all social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, the school website that we have. And then, of course, the parents and the PTO, my hope is they'll go out and start talking about it and try to pull some people in.
Right. That's cool that you can put it in the paper like that. Like, that's really cool. Well, I really did enjoy it. I hope that it works out, that, like, more parents, like, get to know more, like a survey maybe, like, for them to, like, for you to see, like, a pre and post to see if, like, the parents actually got more information. It'd be helpful for you to know, if you're being helpful, you know. That's all I got.
Yes, well, I had Nick and Road too, so I mean, basically both the same. You had so much data. I was so jealous because we don't have any type of data to get any information from. So, like the teaching, especially with Nick with your teaching working condition survey, everything was all there. Love that idea of creating the community day. I think that's just an awesome experience. Yeah. We had our first little community, but it was like a fun night, family fun night last night. And, just when the community can come together, be involved, and especially with parents and also all the other stakeholders from the community, that's just a great idea. Yeah, that parent advisory board also, I've never heard of that, of having that before. We also have like a PTA. So much data. It was very thorough, great. what I wrote down. Everything was precise, clear. I think that's going to be a great way to improve and increase that involvement that you really want. So I think everything was just great. And with Road, I was just so impressed to see like you didn't have a lot of participation with the survey, but how you just like your sister's school and found information from them and kind of like put it in along with yours. I just think that was just great. Also, how you had to do a little deeper. Trying to see what else I wrote here. Great leadership skills with your POC, making that decision to also just stick with what you have. Like you stated, you have so many things already going on. Try to kind of stick with them, but try to improve on them and make them a little better.
Right.
That was great. I was just really just with all this data and all these surveys, and it just was hard. Even with us, all we really had was a belief survey that my principal just created, just to get our beliefs on how we feel like certain things should be. Kind of send it out to like our parents also. So that's what I'm trying to base my stuff upon now, which I just got it. To also go ahead and include that, so you know like where I stand with it. I'm probably like about 8 pages in right now, but I just got the information yesterday. So that's all I had to work with. We didn't have a survey at all or anything. You know, brand new school, everything's new. So basically everything is just being built off of what our beliefs and our ideas, what they should be. So that's where I am now with going with this task. I am enjoying this task too, but it's just harder for me not having the information. But it's a great basis for us to work on with our students.
Right.
Working from there. But I want to read James a little further. I'm interested in that too with that career day. That sounds great.
Yeah. I hope it works out.
That's great, especially on that level. Give those
bring them, and bring military in. We're just trying to get any type of, career paths. We got to make sure we're not recruiting, people because they still have to finish but in particular, we have a lot of early graduates too. So if we can get that set up in November and then boom, they're graduating, December, early January, then hopefully then they can make some contacts and, go from there. So that's why we want to try and roll it out this semester.
Nice.
Yeah. Well.
What's next on the agenda?
Shauna, do you feel like you got the help you needed, like looking at stuff, like looking at our papers and stuff?
Yeah, I would do what Rode did because it looks like she doesn't have a lot of current information previously. So I would maybe do something like that if I was.
I know I was going to look at the other schools that we pulled, like our feeder schools that we pulled from, but Dr. Willis kind of wanted me to just start off with more of a new basis. So just like I just was able to use that survey that my principal did send out, and it's to get our beliefs and ideas and thoughts of what parents want, what we want as teachers, and so to base it from there. So he didn't really want me to use the other schools because he was like, our population, it pulls from all 3 schools, so he didn't want me to base it upon just that. He kind of just wanted me to just start off fresh. So her survey helped me out a lot with some things. The survey was like, it was very broad. She probably had like 60 questions up there, so I kind of had to like narrow it down and just go in on like what parents need. We are implementing, I don't know if you guys, in elementary, we have EL, but we've adopted K-5. Most schools only have it 5, but we have it in kindergarten and first grade, and I'm first grade, so that's like a totally new curriculum for me for our language arts. And a lot of parents have lots of questions about that. So we're just gonna basically, my idea is gonna be like to do a curriculum night with the parents and really like giving them like a hands-on experience with it, kind of like teaching them, having them go through a lesson and teach them. We're also doing project approach learning. So that's new for me also and for this community. So I'm thinking during that curriculum night, we'll just do like lessons based upon that to make the parents aware. And that's probably going to be like, that's my idea and what me and the team came up with. Doing like curriculum nights and ways that we can communicate these different ways of how we're going to get the curriculum in with the parents to make them aware.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea too. Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on it. I'm getting it done. I should be finished by tonight with it. So
that's good.
Get it out. Finally.
You and me both, girl. So do we need to meet for task 2?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
I was looking, we were talking about it through text. I was looking at the syllabus here. And it says that we participate in peer review process and submit all peer review videos and templates that you created. And it says it's worth 35 points. And I'm looking at it and it says 5 points awarded for complete draft. And then it says quality feedback to 2 peers and then Zoom session 2. So I guess, is that saying that we need to do, I guess, 1 Zoom session for each task? So there'd be 3 tasks because we don't have to do a Zoom session for the 4th. So that'd be 5
right.
each. There'd be 15. All right. Then we turn in 2 peer reviews. So that would mean, is that saying that we, let's say for task 1 and task 2, I turn in all the peer reviews that I do for that. So there's 10 points there. That'd be 5 times 2, so 10. So now we've got 25, yeah. And then 2 Zoom session links. And so that'd be 5 apiece there. So that'd be 35. I mean, is that what you guys are getting from that?
We got to turn in 2 of our best peer reviews and 2 of our best Zooms.
Okay.
Is that what?
I'm assuming, yes. I mean, I'm guessing we still probably need to go ahead and do a Zoom session for all 3 of those tasks. That
right.
way you can kind of pick and choose from those tasks as to which ones you're going to be turning in.
Do we need to do Zooms for the CAP or no?
Well, looking at the timeline for it, no.
Okay.
In your grades, it says that the let me see. Peer review assessment is due October 16th. So that's the same week that the Scip is due. It's due October 19th. So it doesn't look like we have to.
Let's do October 19th again.
The Scip screenshot.
Okay.
So both peer review assessment and the Scip screenshot are due that same week.
Got it. The peer review that we're doing now, they're due that week.
Yes.
Got it.
So that would
Basically,
be
everything with the Skip's got to be done by the middle of October.
Yeah, middle of October.
Correct.
The 16th is on a Wednesday. That's when your peer reviews are supposed to be submitted. And then the 19th is that following Saturday. That's when the screenshot from TaskStream is supposed to be submitted.
Got it.
Well, the task 2 doesn't seem like it's. Sorry, Sam.
No, you go ahead. What you say? Task 2 is what?
It doesn't seem like it's going to be as involved as the first one, right? Like maybe.
Can you explain task 2 real quick?
I'd have to. Well, you got it done, Nick. What did?
Yeah, let me pull that up.
And looking at yours too, that's where I got it. And checking back at the syllabus when I was reviewing yours, it didn't seem like it was that involved.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you're just looking at your short-term and long-term goals and details.
Yeah.
you're looking at who is going to be involved. So like with my community day, I'm talking about how the PTO is going to be involved. The student council will be involved. And then of course my role and the team that you're working with, what is their role in it? What are the, other individuals' roles in it? What are the, for instance, what are my parents going to be doing? What is the student council going to be doing? So this one is not as lengthy. I mean, you just list out your short, long-term details, what your plans are, and then, human capital, who's going to be involved in it, and then what your role is and what your team's role is.
I didn't even get your skip too, Nick.
What's that?
I only got your skip 1 and skip 3. I didn't get your task 2.
Okay, I know I sent it to James. He's already done a peer review on it. So I mean, whoever else would like to have it, I can send it to you.
I have it.
You
Okay.
get a task. You get a task. Everybody gets a task.
Yeah, everybody gets everybody's task.
Just grab it.
All right. Yeah, so
Okay.
that one's not bad. And then the task 3, your marketing plan, essentially comes down to, how are you going to market this idea? And then, you talk about the strength of the current programs that are, already being implemented. So for instance, Rode, you talked about that, what was it? The family collaboration or family engagement committee. You talk about
Correct.
that and how that's working out. So you're just talking about some of the strengths of some programs that are already being implemented. And then of course, how can you get the community members and parents involved in decision-making processes there in the school? And then just more opportunities for community involvement like school activities, athletic events, academic events. And then kind of talk about your timeline for implementation, how you're going to go about doing what you need to do.
Yeah, that ain't that bad. Okie dokie.
All right. You want to email me this link and I'll run it through our YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll send the video to you, and then I guess you'll just send the link out to all of us.
Yeah, I'll convert it sometime this weekend and email everybody. Yeah, and Rhoda, you sent it to my school. That's why I didn't get it before when I checked my Gardner Web.
My bad. I'll send you your Gardner Web.
All right. I should have checked both, but.
No, it's cool. I do the same thing with Nick too.
I think you did it with me too, because I was looking for it.
Yo, I'm sorry, y'all.
I saw it come through, and then when I went to the Gardner Web website, I was like, it's not there. Then I was like, okay, it must have been in my other email. So I went and got it.
Sorry. It's been rough.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Getting there slowly but surely.
Who wants to set up the next Zoom?
Not it.
I'll attempt. When is it?
When is the next Zoom?
I think it's between us three because Nick can do his in an hour if he wants to. But what do you think? We'll be ready to do it.
Hey, just tell me and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna try.
I will play it by ear. See.
Well, I mean, we're getting ready to roll into week 5. I mean, again, just looking at it, looking at the rubric and what you're trying to do, like I say, it's not as lengthy. So, I mean, you're just talking about what are your short-term, long-term goals, details, and then, of course, who's going to be involved in it, that sort of thing. I mean, I don't know.
Let's see how we do this week. Maybe we can get it done this week and plan for maybe a similar time next Saturday. If not, maybe we could piggyback. Do we meet with Sanders or Bullis next week?
Sanders, I believe.
Sanders, so that would be Tuesday. Maybe if we need a few more days, we could do it right after Sanders. Not this one coming up, but the next.
So you're saying probably around October 1st?
Let me see. Let me pull up my calendar here. So we meet with Sanders the 24th, right? And then we meet with her again on the 1st?
I believe so.
Okay. So how about, let's play it by ear. Like, we'll update each other throughout this week. If we can do it this next Saturday around the same time, then maybe we'll do that. If not, maybe let's push it back to that 1st right after class.
Well.
Or you got soccer?
The 1st, yeah, they actually had to reschedule a game for that day, and it's an away match, and so I'm not going to be able to make that day.
All right. What's the best day for you that week? Or do you want to put either 28th or 5th? Or do you want to try and get it in like the 3rd or 2nd?
I'd rather like the 3rd or the 2nd than the Saturday.
So the 2nd would be a Wednesday. Now that would probably work for me because I couldn't do it that first Saturday in October.
Okay.
But I mean, if you guys want to, we can just kind of see where everybody is this coming week, and if you guys feel like you can do it next Saturday, the 28th, I mean, I should be good.
That's what I said. Yeah, let's play it by ear. Maybe we get it the 28th, and how about the 2nd as a backup?
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Because then all we need is, then we'll have 2 weeks to get that 3rd and final one reviewed. And that should be done, reviewed, in enough time. So.
Yeah, because I would say if it's due, let me get it pulled back up here. If it's due the 19th, so that's the middle of October. It's on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We probably want to have it submitted at the latest by the 14th, 15th into task stream. That way they could, or is that too late to have it submitted?
I don't think. Usually it's like 24, 48 hours. So I would probably say this, you want to have it by the 16th, 17th.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. As long as we get it done. I don't know.
Who graduated?
Well, I'm good with the 28th. If everybody's good with that, and y'all just we'll just communicate by text throughout the week, kind of see where everybody is, and if that doesn't work, we can go with the 2nd.
And I would just, for me, Shondon Road, as you work on task 3, even if we don't Zoom, I would go right into 4 and finish that up. So maybe the last thing we do would be the Zoom and the peer reviews if we have to, so you can get that stuff in task stream. And then, we can always come back and Zoom and upload that. That doesn't take too long. So.
Yeah.
That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm just going to, as soon as I get through 3, I'm going to start rolling with 4. I'm not going to wait to try and peer review 3 and then get to 4.
Yeah.
Right.
When we can get to the peer review, we'll get to the peer review.
Right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Thanks, y'all. Yeah, have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, sign off.
All right, then. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll send it to you as soon as I can, James.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, then.
All right.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Yes.